You're old, she got what you need for your mind, body, and soul. Yo, call Kelly Kincaid.
Kelly Kincaid.
Call Kelly Kincaid.
Kelly Kincaid.
It's First Aid with Kelly Kincaid on Sway in the Morning.
All right. Kelly Kincaid is here. As you know, she has a little bit of laryngitis, been under the weather. Say hi, Kelly.
Hello.
Okay, so we're not going to do that for the next 20 minutes.
Kelly.
All right. But Kelly arranged for the Director of Communications at the American Red Cross to come and talk about National Blood Donor Month, the month of January. We have the one and only Abigail Adams is here, all right, to talk about National Blood Donor Month, which happens to be January since the year 1970. So this has been about, right?
40 years.
49. 49 years.
49, not good math.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's not what you do. That's not what you do. You only, calculate in pints.
Okay.
Anybody with me on that? Nobody there? Nobody there? Okay.
I got it.
Abigail, let me ask you a couple of questions because blood is, I know in my community, when it comes to blood, folks aren't always open to talk about it and apprehensive about giving it. So let's start with the month of January. Why is this month National Blood Donor Month?
So it was originally started to support all the volunteers that give blood and highlight them. But January, it's the perfect month because it's when we have a big shortage.
Okay.
And that's because of weather, storms, flu. People tend to cancel their appointments to give blood.
Okay. And maybe it's the holiday season too?
Holiday, yeah. I mean, January, it's sort of we're moving out of that, but we're in a very severe blood shortage right now.
How does the blood ecosystem work? Like is it kind of like we have to pay taxes in order to support our government, support our country, support these government agencies? So we have to donate blood because if we don't, the hospitals will be at a deficit, or why do we donate blood?
Well, it's a great question because it's the only thing that can't be manufactured. The only way you can have blood is through a donation.
Ooh.
So, right?
That is something else.
Yeah, I know, right? So it's absolutely critical that people roll up their sleeves, so to speak, and give blood. We really want a 5-day supply in the hospitals, and right now we're less than 3.
So in 3 days, any given hospital could run out of blood, and patients who need that for surgeries or other things.
Blood is needed for everything. It's for cancer treatment, babies, transfusions. It's one out of every 7 people that walk in the hospital are probably going to need blood.
If we don't meet our supply, what then happens?
Well, that's why we're here today.
Okay,
trying to encourage everybody. Let's go.
Citizens.
Yeah, but then priorities happen. Maybe there's some elective surgery, but hopefully we're going to avoid that. And with all you guys here helping me get the word out and encouraging people, because it's easy and it's painless.
Okay, real quick, if people want to find out how they could donate blood in their local area, where should they reach out to?
They can call 1-800-RED-CROSS, or they can go to redcross.org, and they can type in their zip code and find out where the closest blood drive is.
What do they get in return?
Satisfaction of saving a life.
Okay, so there's no money. It's not transactional.
It's transactions of kindness.
Of kindness.
Yeah.
Okay. Abigail Adams is here. What do you say to people? Because this story came out last month about hepatitis and HIV tests suggested that nearly 4,000 people, New Jersey patients, could have been exposed to hepatitis B, hepatitis C, HIV, according to this letter that was issued in Bergen County, New Jersey. These are the type of reports that make people apprehensive about donating blood. But how often does this happen? How rare? What is people's chances of exposure?
I think it's really rare.
Okay.
And, the Red Cross is highly regulated. Often it's severely regulated by the FDA. So our blood goes through major screening. You go through a physical. You go through questions. Your blood gets tested before it gets distributed.
Okay, so your blood does get tested before it gets distributed.
Yep, and you go. It's a pretty rigorous, but not long and not difficult screening process.
What is it?
So they go through, your history. Where if you've traveled, sometimes people can't give blood for a while. They get deferred because they've been in a country that it's not. They might have been exposed to something. and they go through those questions, and it's smart. And sometimes people can't give that day, but they can give in 12 months, or they can give in 6 months, depending what they've been exposed to or what the questions are. Sometimes people show up with a cold because they want to give so badly, and we say, no, you can't do that today.
You can't donate blood if you have a cold?
Correct.
Because
you want to be in top health. It's for you and for the patient that you might be giving blood to.
Okay, this is interesting. Abigail Adams, because I used to watch True Blood on HBO, I believe it was.
The blood banks that they had?
Yeah, and they used to keep blood banks. They kept the blood in those, what do you call those little packages? You put the
plastic packages that
what do you call it? They
contain.
put the blood in, that you put the IV, you hook the IV with the
pouches.
The pouches.
I would go with pouches. I wasn't going to go with Ziploc bag.
Okay. Sandwich bag. I don't know.
That threw you off, huh?
A hefty, I wasn't ready for that,
I have a few friends who are diabetic. Are they allowed to give blood?
I'm not sure. I don't. I think they'd have to be the extent of it, and I think they should talk to somebody. But that's the great thing. You call 1-800 Red Cross. They'll talk you through, and if they can't, I bet they know somebody who can.
Okay.
All right.
How long is the entire process? Remind folks.
So, start to finish, actually giving blood is about 8 minutes.
Okay.
The whole process probably takes an hour between the screening and everything, and then you get cookies after you give blood. Yeah, the cookies are good.
Okay, see, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, for the transaction.
What do you get for the blood? You get cookies.
I'm sorry. I was trying to be like more.
Oh nah.
She don't want to get sued.
I want an immediate return. Paul's on the line for Louisiana. Good morning, Paul.
Hi, good morning.
How are you? Say hello to Abigail. You have a question? She's from the American Red Cross.
Yes, hi. I'm calling from New Orleans, and I was curious. I've never personally given blood myself because I heard there was a ban on donation from gay males that have sex with men. Is that still a law in effect that y'all are not allowed to accept blood donations from gay males?
So the Red Cross is regulated. But first of all, I was in New Orleans over Christmas. I love New Orleans. So what an amazing place. I just love it.
Did you eat any jambalaya?
Of course I did.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's a magical city. It's incredible. So so the Red Cross is regulated by rules by the FDA. They have just changed that law. And it is gay if you have not had sex. Sorry to be direct.
You never had to say that word "sex" in public, so loudly.
Not on a radio. Yeah. So it's there's a deferral process of a year. So if you have not had sex in a year, then you are eligible to give.
Oh, I see.
But it's but that's not the Red Cross policy. That's the FDA's policy. So we're that's what we're restricted by.
Do you see that ever overturning?
Yes, I think it will. I think there are movements against it. It's already gotten more lenient, and I think that they're definitely examining that.
Paul, thanks for your call, Paul. You're a citizen. Tracy, help me. All right, there you go. Jordan in California. What would you like to ask Abigail, Jordan?
All right, so I'm a U.S. Army recruiter out of Southern California, and I had a question about how to put on a blood drive in my community.
Well, I love you. That's awesome. So,
and this could apply to anybody listening too, right?
Yeah,
okay,
well, I've been talking about sex and love all morning.
I know, right? All right.
So
you get worked up over here, Abigail.
Okay, this might be my last appearance for a Red Cross event, but
you're doing great.
It's very easy to do. We have a whole squad and team of people ready to help you. So if you call 1-800 Red Cross or go to redcrossblood.org, you can say that you want to host one. You just need a big space, and you probably have a pretty large network of people that you can get the word out to. So that would be great.
Okay, all right, definitely.
Hey, Jordan, if you decide to do that, follow me on Instagram at Real Sway. If you decide to do that, hit me up directly, and when you set a date, I'll be sure to post it to let people know to go where you are in your community for that. All right.
All right, thanks, Sway.
All right, you're a citizen, brother.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
There was a big myth about people with tattoos being able to donate blood, and there was some confusion about what was true and what wasn't. Can you kind of clear that up?
Sure. So it depends where you got your tattoo. So if you are at a regulated tattoo parlor where the ink has not been reused and it's sterilized needles, you're okay. If it's not regulated, you may have to be deferred for 12 months just to get through that. But otherwise, no, you're welcome.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, there's a gentleman who runs a tattoo parlor down south, and he hosts a blood drive, very successful blood drive every year. Gives people tattoos and then makes them give blood.
Okay.
All right, we got the Director of Communications at American Red Cross. Abigail Adams is here. This month, January, is American Red Cross National Blood Donor Month because we are suffering. We have a lack of supply of blood that cannot be remanufactured. That was God's way of saying you are not me. Lauren is on the line from New Orleans.
God's plan.
You go ahead and make you can make a chicken, but you can't make blood.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that was, but yeah.
I'm not sure what to do with that, but okay.
Go ahead and clone them chickens.
Right.
Okay, come on, guys.
Barbara Streisand.
Lauren, go ahead, Lauren.
I got my New Orleans people.
Good morning. Big fan of the show. So glad that I got through. I just wanted to ask, in regards even to the other caller's question, how much blood do you guys have to get rid of because you find out, that it is contaminated STDs? Like, does that affect the supply?
That's a great question, and I don't have an answer to it, but I don't think we get to that point because our most of our screening is strict enough that we are very cautious and respectful of everybody's choices. So I don't think that's a huge problem for us, but thank you for asking.
You got to look that one up, Abigail. Make sure. Okay, great. All right, Lauren, thanks for your call. Great question, Lauren. All right, so let's now this whole donating blood thing. There's other benefits to it, right? From donating blood, there's health benefits to it, right?
Well,
in a sense.
Are you talking about the cookies?
Well, I'm talking about the calorie burn.
Oh, yeah, you get lighter because you lose a pint?
You lose 650 calories.
Free tummy tuck.
Okay. A reduced risk of heart disease.
Yeah, we've heard that. But, it's for us, it's more important that, an hour out of your life, you could potentially save 3 lives. I mean, how much better is that?
Do you get to find out if you save someone's life?
No, but you know what you can do? You can. There's a free app that you can download in Google Play or the iPhone store, and you can find where your blood goes.
Oh, okay.
And so that's pretty cool. After you don't, cool. You can see what hospital it's going to, where it could go anywhere in the country, which is where the need is. So
I
that's
like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So how does blood types work? Like, what are the different blood? I know you got O, you got A, you got B, you got AB, you got positive, you got negative. What does all that mean?
Well, blood types are like eye color.
Okay.
So it's passed down genetically through your parents. And then what's interesting also is there are 600 antigens which are attached to the blood types. And so right now, for example, we're working with this little girl in Florida who has a very rare type of blood, and we're looking for matches, and it's tough. So you have to be either Indian or Iranian, and I knew I would not get that one. I can tell you in 1 second, but it has to be both parents have to have that. The person giving blood, both parents have to have been of that descent, and it's a very rare blood. And she's going to need transfusions. She's fighting cancer, and she's going to need a lot of transfusion. We need to find 7 to 10 donors. To help keep her battling her cancer. She's a little 2-year-old.
What kind of? Can you reveal the blood type she is?
Yes, I can. Of course, I can. Okay. And it's she is. We need to find. It's Pakistani, Indian, or
Iranian.
Right? And it's and less than 4% from that ethnic group have this type of blood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she's and she's looking for type O and A.
Really, type O and A.
Yep.
Can they get it from America? Can blood be shipped?
Yes,
Like
we
blood?
do that. We're part of a rare blood organization. It's 90 people coming together, and so we have a register of people. So when something comes up like this, we try to find it. But we're still looking for her. So if anybody's out there and they want to call, it would be really great to help her.
Okay.
Poor little thing.
And that number you call is 1-800?
Red Cross.
Red Cross.
That's pretty easy.
Abigail, I appreciate the work you do. It must be very gratifying being someone who works in a position where you can help a lot of folks and save lives.
You know, it feels good every day.
Good for you. I like that. Abigail Adams.
One final quick question, Abigail. After you give blood, is there like a waiting period before you can give blood again? Because I know someone who is a type O.
Yes, it's a 56-day for blood, 7 days for Plasma. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it really, you feel pretty good, later that day. It's one thing, drink a lot of water before you go in to give your donation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Abigail Adams, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
The Director of Communications at American Red Cross. Call 1-800 American Red Cross. Find out how you could do like we got the young man that's going to be doing a blood donor campaign in his city. Find out if you do that. Hit me up on my DM and I'll promote it for you. Tell people to come, no matter what part of the country you're in.
That's awesome.
Abigail, do you believe in vampires? Don't answer it. I'm messing with you.